Porsche has a long history in motorsports. It's the biggest and most successful manufacturer in international sports car racing. And the mean machines made in Stuttgart have a faithful following around the world, including the US. The Porsche Rennsport Reunion Series, named after the carmaker's racing division, has become a pilgrimage for fans. This fifth installment was hosted at the Laguna Seca Raceway in California in September. As always, there are massive queues at the Porsche souvenir store. There's around 50,000 spectators this year, explains host Detlef von Platen. There's no other event like this in the US, he reckons, or perhaps the world. Fans can get up real close to champion cars from yesteryear and the men who drove them. Le Mans winner Hans-Joachim Stuck has never seen so many Porsche enthusiasts in one place.
Porsche are the only manufacturers in the world that could ever put on an event like this because they've been there ever since the day they rolled a wheel.
Formula One race ace Jochen Maas is mightily impressed at seeing the paddock full with beautiful cars from his time.
Because through the years the Rennsport Festival has grown up giantly. But what is fascinating is the aura of Porsche through the spectators.
But there is action on the track too, of course, and the drivers take no prisoners. Laguna Seca might have a picturesque setting, but it's a daunting course with one particularly ominous section. Racing legend Jürgen Barth says you have to approach slowly, and then you drive around the bend with one foot held up. It's a lot of fun. It's called the corkscrew, which explains pretty well how to drive it. At the wheel of the current 911 RSR Cup car is factory driver Jörg Bergmeister. He says Europe mostly has standard Formula One tracks where mistakes no longer have major consequences. Here in the US, safety is a bit like in the old days. He says he thinks it's good if you're punished for your mistakes. The parade of vintage racers is a delight for the fans and their heroes. Racing veteran Hans-Joachim Stuck says it brings back lovely memories of his first Le Mans win. It still gives him goosebumps driving here, and it's the highlight of his year. Well over 100 cars are entered in the various races, among them a number of treasures from the Porsche Museum. Klaus Bischoff is the director, and he says it's always an exciting occasion with the best cars and the best drivers. And then they're off, rolling back the years and the kilometres. And it's a thrill a minute for the drivers. The Porsche Rennsport Reunion is a unique event and reflects the massive following Porsche has in the US.
Well, it's really a lifestyle. It's a very, very intense relationship. Taking my case, I had a 951 in Seattle, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and when we moved to Chicago, the first thing I did was to call people in Chicago from the Porsche Club and say, okay, what realtor do I go to see? What city should I be looking for a home? And if I want to go to dinner, I'm new to this town. Where do I eat? And so it's a very, very intense relationship between the Porsche Club members all over the country.
And 115,000 members in 175 clubs illustrate the intense relationship of Americans to Porsche. On the first day, the public are treated to the premiere of the new 911 in North America. Chief engineer August Achtleitner and his team are proud of the new car. He's sure everyone who drives it will enjoy it. Besides more power, the turbocharged engines are more efficient. Fuel economy is up to 12% better, he says, which is in keeping with the times. The new 911 is already eagerly awaited in the US. He says American customers don't just go cruising down highways, they take the car out around the racetrack more often than Germans do. They really do have the motorsports bug. Soon, the new 911 will be gracing the racetracks of the US. Here at Laguna, however, it's the blasts from the past that the fans are focusing on at the Porsche Rennsport reunion.